Entrepreneurship is the cornerstone and the most critical cog and ingredient for economic growth and job creation. We as business leaders must therefore develop policies and strategies that encourage and allow entrepreneurship to flourish so that they can create employment and jobs for our young population. I do hope that in this forum, at the end of the day when we come to close, we will have profound and developed possible policies and solutions that will create enabling environments for entrepreneurs and businesses to flourish.
We see that people under the age of 30 have quickly become the majority in more countries across the region. However, there continues to be a huge lack of employment opportunities for youth, with very negative consequences for them to grow personally, maintain a living, and having a basis to go ahead in life. Economic marginalization and the resulting implications for young people have become a ticking bomb throughout the African continent. Against this bleak situation is the huge potential of the African private sector with high growth rates for many years and a favorable outlook. Starting a new business might be thereby the easier part. Successfully growing, it is a further challenge, and employers and business organizations must continuously innovative in their support for growing business. Indeed, it seems that there is field for the concrete engagement for employers' organizations. We also need to think about how we could better include young entrepreneurs into our organizations. It might be that we have to change the way we are structured. We are communicating to our members and the services we offer.
We are, as employers from the African continent, looking at issues that impact the landscape in which business is done. Some of these issues include the fact that a large part of our activities in Africa are increasingly being affected by automation. The World Economic Forum 2017 executive briefing on the future of jobs and skills in Africa predicted that 41% of all activities in South Africa, for instance, are open to automation, as are 44% in Ethiopia, 46% in Nigeria, and 52% in Kenya. So automation is a key issue. We also have the element of low capacity to adapt to emerging forms of employment. The nature of the employer-employee relationship has changed. The job landscape itself is changing. The traditional forms of work and practices are quickly changing, and today you cannot talk about permanent and pensionable employment. Today we look at flexibility, we look at contractual employment, we look at the phenomenon of people working from home, people sharing jobs. The whole element of flexibility in work arrangements is key. The workers of today do not want to be held down with permanent and pensionable terms. They want flexi working conditions that allows them to maximize on their time and their skills. In fact, they want to work for more than one employer. How will we change the contractual arrangements that we have in Africa to address this new demand?
We spend a lot of time focusing some of our energies in areas that cannot translate into the big numbers that we're looking for, just by virtue of the environments that these are involved in. The issue of agriculture is a very big issue where we've got huge amounts of land, tracts of land, but I think it is unfortunate that we are not finding that as a convertible situation into jobs. Unfortunately, we do not have the kind of focus that is required on the enablement of entrepreneurship, so that it translates as well into enterprises and the sustainability of those enterprises. Because, you know, you have a lot of barriers that we are not dealing with, a lot of barriers that government and business need to work together, and our other social partners who are the trade unions as well need to have a say in this. So until such time that we find, I think, some kind of cooperation and working together, it's going to be difficult to create the kind of jobs that we need as a continent.